Alright guys, Kevin back again. Just another quick video. I had a terrifying dream last night. I don't know, recently during the quarantine I've had a bunch of crazy dreams, and that gave me the idea to make a video about some of the crazy, well I guess the craziest slash scariest dream I've ever had. And to start this story off, I got to give you a little bit of background. So into the summer into my senior year, I did a volunteer program in Nicaragua, where we lived with a host family in pretty much a jungle for the summer, 2.5 months. And when here in Nicaragua, like a lot of places in South America, you have to take malarials, right? And malarials are obviously the medication to reduce the chance or completely cut out the chance of you getting malaria from mosquitoes. So obviously we all were required to take malarials on this trip. So we were on these malarials, and my particular strain of malarials, one of the big side effects was crazy dreams, weird dreams. I don't know exactly how they scientifically specified it, but pretty much I had really crazy dreams because of this malarial. So now that you know that, I'll start it off. So I wish I could tell you where the dream began, but that's kind of impossible. So I'll just start from where I can remember. I remember I was like running away, you know, you're in the chase factor and you keep on looking behind. There were a bunch of like smaller, like maybe medium size, half of a person size, like goblin looking things, right? And what I had called them in my head, for some reason, I called them oraciones. And once you start living in a different country for a long time that speaks a different language, you start to dream in another language. So that's an interesting side point. But I was started to dream in Spanish a decent amount of time, or just different Spanish words and stuff. And un oración in Spanish is a sentence. So for some reason I was calling these goblin things that were chasing me oraciones, or sentences. This goblin, or multiple goblins, were coming, and they were coming chasing after me. Their faces were always morphed and in and out, and just super disgusting. Something you really can't describe, but you might know what I'm talking about. Whenever faces morph in dreams, it's pretty disturbing. So pretty much I was getting chased by these things, and I was going, and then I'm pretty sure they caught up to me, and they got closer and closer, and I was looking them all right in the eyes. And then I just remember waking up, and I was in my bed, and I was living in like a concrete, it was like a 2-bedroom like concrete hut in like the forest in Nicaragua, in this little village town. So I woke up in my room. I was sleeping alone in the room, right? So I remember waking up and just being like, whew, that was a crazy dream, you know, but like nothing too scary, you know, like something I could still get back to sleep from. So pretty much what happened after that was that my host dad, the person I was living with, my host father, right, from Nicaragua, he came into my room, and he knocked on the door, and he came in. He's like, Kevin, you made noise in here. Are you all right? Everything's okay? And I said, yeah, I just had like a bad dream. It's all right. And he's like, okay. And then like took a step closer, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. And then he takes another step closer, and then he kind of like a smile kind of curves up on his face, and he gives me like a little grin. And then he takes another step forward, and another step forward, and then that same face morph begins to happen. So his face begins to change again and again, and and at this point I've caught on to what's happening. I'm like, oh man, he's an oración too, so he's gonna come and get me too. But for some reason I was laid back, and I had sleep paralysis, which is one of the worst things. So I was just stuck there, I couldn't move, and he gets closer and closer as he gets grosser and grosser, and his face morphs more into like a goblin. And before you know it, he's right on top of me, smiling down like a Cheshire cat smile on top of me. Big old eyes, and he grabs my neck, and he starts to shake me, and he goes, and he's choking me, and of course I can't move still. But as he grabs me, I remember my lower body gained like movement back, so I remember starting to flail my legs, and then beginning to, or continue to choke me, until I eventually took a deep breath, and I woke up back into reality. So it was a crazy dream within a dream that was so realistic after I came out of the first dream, or like the second level. I don't know, this is some Inception shit, but it was so realistic that I had no clue that this could possibly be a dream the second time around, and I had completely convinced myself. I don't know if that's ever happened to you all, maybe not. That was one of the first times this happened to me. Since then, I've had a couple crazier dreams that I probably can't share, but yeah, I guess I was in Inception or whatever, and I completely believe that my host dad was just a oracion, or a sentence that was out to get me. And after that, I remember I could not go back to bed for the rest of the night. And usually after a good nightmare, I'm able to be like, oof, that was spooky, shake it off, and eventually ease myself back to bed. But like this time around, I was like, nope, I'm not risking that again. This is good. I'm not in this state of mind, because I'd hate for that to happen again. That was terrifying. But yeah, that was the craziest dream I can remember. Obviously, I'm sure I've had tons of crazy dreams that I have no recollection of. But yeah, comment your craziest dream, and thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.